You would think that after 22 years at the mic on The Tonight Show, that host Jay Leno would rather spend time in his garage tinkering with one of the many classic cars he owns. Instead, he, along with bandmaster Kevin Eubanks, decided to revive an old talk show you might have heard of, You Bet Your Life, and they're both joining us today via Zoom to tell us more about one of the most popular segments on the show, the Rodney Run Joke Contest. Welcome. It is such an honor to be here with both of you today.
Well, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Brittany. All right.
One of the best things about The Tonight Show was the camaraderie between you both, and just the way that, Kevin, you would laugh at Jay's jokes. You know, why bring this back? Why bring this game show back to life?
Well, you know, we live in an era now where everything is analyzed and, you know, every joke has to be political. We decided to just throw politics out the window, no issues. That's what we used to love about Rodney Dangerfield. I knew Rodney for 40 years, had no idea who he voted for, had no idea how he felt about any of the issues. He was just about the jokes. So in honor of Rodney, we have this little, we do a comedy segment at the top of the show, often include what we call a Rodney Run, where we pick a topic like, my dog is so smart, blank. The economy is so bad, blank. And they were done in the style of Rodney Dangerfield. You know, the idea of the economy is so bad. Johnson & Johnson had to lay off of Johnson. That's how bad it is. The economy is so bad. Britney Spears talking about moving back in with her dad. That's how bad the economy is. You know, just those kind of jokes that come fast and furious. And that's the way Rodney used to do them. So if you have a joke you think might work, send it to us. If it makes Kevin and I laugh, we'll send you $1,000. That's how it works.
And Kevin, with this too, you know, being the lead band member with The Tonight Show and now sitting next to Jay as co-host, I mean, what does that mean to you? What do you love most about that?
Actually, I love the whole camaraderie about everything. Well, Jay and I, we go back and we have a great time together anyway. And then when we have contestants in it, everything just goes more and more. It just grows. Everybody's having a good time. And the way that we're relaxed with each other, and the contestants come on, they get that vibe. And before you know it, they're high-fiving. They're trying to get the questions right. They're hugging each other. You know, we have Santa Claus, who is a stripper, and he gets a hug when he's on the show.
Yeah, you never quite know what it's going to be.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I'm there, I want to drive one of Jay's cars. I just figure if I did the show, before you know it, I'm breaking them down little by little. I can get I'll learn how to drive a stick, and you know, all of that's just great.
Yeah, that's going to happen real soon. In fact, you know, somebody on your staff, is it Paul Farmer, the marketing director?
Yes.
He sent us his joke was, our travel is so tough, the airports are tough. I got strip searched twice last week, and that's before I got to security. You know, those kind of jokes. That was a pretty good one. He didn't quite win $1,000, but...
I'll have to let him know.
Yeah. And, you know, plus, this is another gimmick to try and get some contestants from the Sioux Falls area. You know, all the game shows tape within 30 miles of LA, so the contestants have a sort of blasé attitude. When you take folks from New Orleans and Sioux Falls and Denver and North Carolina, South Carolina, there's an excitement of flying them out to LA, and they stay in a hotel and they win some money. So it's just a way to kind of get the word out and hopefully encourage people to maybe apply to be a contestant and get a free trip to Los Angeles.
Yeah, it seems like a big part of this show is to make sure that you have that diversity and people from all walks of life.
Yeah, that really is the key. Because, you know, you're putting together people who you think, how do these two come together? The contestants do not meet until they walk out on the stage for the first time. I mean, my favorite couple, we had a guy, African-American guy, like 6'5", 275, big man, and this lady who's like 4'11", white hair, about 60. And every time they got a question right together, he'd pick her up like a rag doll, like this, you know, and she's waving and they're high-fiving each other. And they made such a funny couple. And you say, where else would these two meet, hang out, win money, and have a good time together?
We could use him at the Eagles. We're going to need him.
Yeah, you're going to need him.
We're in big trouble. Where'd that guy go?
So when you look back at jokes that drew criticism, when you look back at those, do you kind of cringe at them, or do you look at them as like those were the days? You know, people are a lot more sensitive now than they were back then when it comes to telling jokes.
When you take politics out of the mix, it's amazing how well people get along. Because a lot of times I'll see people on the show and I say to myself, I don't know if this guy's politics are. I'm sure I wouldn't agree with him. But boy, I liked them. We had a nice discussion about maybe it's cars or motorcycles or whatever it might be. But as long as you're not discussing politics or religion, it's amazing how well people get along. It really is. I mean, I think you celebrate the differences, and that's what makes life interesting and silly and bringing people together.
All right, let's get into this contest a little bit more now, because you did mention the $1,000, you know, prize if you have a funny joke. So tell me a little bit more about this.
Okay, the joke should be written in the style of Rodney, you know, in that sort of that quick economy of words. You get to the joke as fast as you can. You know, one of my favorite Rodney jokes was, he said, I was walking down the street and I went past a strip club. It said topless and bottomless. I went in. There was nobody there. That just always made me laugh. It was topless and bottomless. There was nobody there. It's almost the perfect joke. It's so ridiculously silly. And that's what makes it fun. If you have any kind of joke like that, like the economy is so bad, Barbie moved out of her Malibu dream house into her '67 Chevy Malibu. You know, just those kind of jokes where it's a play on words or it's a quick turnaround. If it makes you smile and makes me or Kevin laugh, we send you $1,000.
Let's hear some more of those samples. You have some prepared for us.
Well, I just gave you a couple. All day long. Economy is so
we have
bad.
some tape, some on tape of you.
Women of Beverly Hills standing using the sun. That's how bad it is. I mean, we go on and on, but now we're asking for people to send us the jokes.
Brittany, you don't have a joke for us? Come on, you gotta have one for us, right?
I had a joke that I was preparing, but then I realized it wasn't in the Rodney Run style, so it's not going to qualify.
Go ahead. Let's hear the joke.
You want to hear it anyways?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's a good one. So all right, brace yourself. All right, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
Okay, what's that?
I don't know.
A fish.
Oh, eyes.
Oh, the eye. Oh, yeah.
I think somebody had a piece of Bazooka Joe chewing gum today and read the comic at the bottom.
I don't think I'm going to quit my day job, so that's for sure. All right, but other than this contest, how can you become a contestant on the show?
Well, you become a contestant by just go to the website, youbetyourlife.com. That'll give you everything you need to become a contestant. You know, if you get chosen, we fly you out, we pay all your expenses, you get a hotel, you get the airfare, and you win some money on the show. And we pair you up with a complete stranger.
And if you're watching the show, you can, you know, the QR code, all you got to do is scan it, takes you right to the website. You can actually win money right in the comfort of your own home. And you get to say jokes like Brittany just did. And
I don't recommend saying jokes like I did, but thank you guys so much for joining me here today and telling me all about it. It was such a pleasure getting to chat with you, and I can tell this would be such a fun opportunity.
Brittany, thank you.
Take care now.
Jay is bringing your favorite comedy bits back. Funny headlines, goofy products, crazy lawsuits, funny contestant interviews, and gameplay, plus many brand new comedy segments. You can catch Jay and Kevin weekdays on KLL Extra. The Funny starts at 12:30 p.m. Central Time and again at 10:35 p.m. Central Time.